She stood on a stage in London in front of thousands of screaming fans and promised to make them all rich. 3 million people believed her. They handed over $4 billion. And then, one October morning, she boarded the flight and vanished off the face of the earth. To this day, she has never been found. This is the story of the Crypto Queen, the woman who built the biggest crypto scam in history and then pulled off the perfect disappearance. Her name was Ruja Ignatova, and on paper, she was the last person you'd ever suspect. Born in Bulgaria, raised in Germany, she earned a PhD and worked at McKinsey, one of the most elite consulting firms on the planet. She was brilliant, polished, and impossibly convincing. When Ruja spoke, people listened. And in 2014, she used that gift to sell the world a lie. She called it OneCoin. She told everyone it was the next Bitcoin, a Bitcoin killer that would replace it and make early investors unimaginably rich. Get in now, she said, and you'll never have to worry about money again. And people went insane for it. She filled arenas. She stood on stage at Wembley in London, bathed in fireworks and applause, like a rock star. In dozens of countries, ordinary people, teachers, retirees, entire families, emptied their savings to buy in. Some took out loans. Some bet everything they had. But here's where it gets crazy. OneCoin wasn't real. A real cryptocurrency runs on a blockchain, a public record that anyone in the world can verify. OneCoin had none. There was no blockchain. There was no coin. There was nothing to trade and nothing to spend it on. So how did the price keep going up? Simple. She just made it up. Every week, someone typed in a bigger number, so it always looked like it was climbing, like everyone who bought in was getting richer by the day. And how did people actually earn? By recruiting other people to buy in below them. The more you recruited, the more you made, which means OneCoin was never a currency at all. It was a pyramid scheme, one of the largest in human history, dressed up in the language of the future. What people were really buying were education packages, overpriced courses that came with tokens to supposedly mine coins that didn't exist. It was smoke and mirrors all the way down, and almost nobody noticed because the woman selling it looked and sounded like a genius. At its peak, OneCoin claimed over 3 million members across the globe. And Ruja? Ruja was living like royalty. Penthouses, yachts, designer everything. A lifestyle most people can only dream about. All of it built on money that belonged to other people. But by 2017, the cracks were starting to show. Governments were catching on. Investigators kept asking the one question she could never answer. Where is the actual blockchain? Where is the technology? Show us the coin. And in the United States, prosecutors were quietly building a case against her, count by count. Wire fraud, securities fraud, money laundering. A warrant was signed for her arrest. And somehow, Ruja found out. On October 25, 2017, she bought a plane ticket, boarded a flight from Bulgaria to Greece, and stepped off into thin air. No sightings, no trace, no goodbye. Gone. She left millions of people holding coins worth absolutely nothing. Life savings, gone. Retirements, gone. And the woman responsible had simply evaporated. The scheme didn't die with her. Her own brother stepped in to run it and was later arrested at an airport in the United States. Her closest partners were hunted down, one by one, and sent to prison. But the queen herself was never caught. Today, Ruja Ignatova sits on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, right next to cartel bosses and killers. The reward for information that leads to her? $5 million. Some believe she's out there right now, living under a new face and a new name, protected by the very fortune she stole. Others believe she was murdered, silenced by dangerous people before she could ever talk. The FBI still hunts for her as if she's alive. The truth is, nobody knows. She stole $4 billion and outsmarted the entire world. Governments, banks, millions of investors, all of them fooled by one woman, a fake coin, and an unshakable smile. And after all these years, all the money, and all the manhunts, the only question that still matters is this: where is she now?